I just got back from taking some pictures and now I need to get them into Lightroom so I can do something with them. Importing. Let's get right to it. We're about to perform an import in Lightroom, which is essentially just telling Lightroom that you wanted to know about some images. Sometimes you may have these already on your computer. You might have dragged them over from your memory card, or they might already be on a hard drive. Or in this case, we're going to bring them in from the memory card on a camera. So I'm going to go ahead and plop that into the memory card reader here. Now in this case it had popped open an import window for me automatically. That was set up in my preferences. If that doesn't happen on yours, don't worry. You can go ahead and you can hit this import button right down here. And if buttons aren't your thing, you can go up, you can hit the drop down menu, you can choose import, and from there you've got the same ability to bring things into Lightroom. So now that it has an idea of what I'd like to bring in, you could actually see the name Leica M in the upper left-hand corner, which is the camera that I'm importing from. Now, it chose correctly here, but let's say I had my phone plugged in simultaneously. That phone may be what Lightroom thinks I'm trying to import from. So if that was the case, if I had defaulted to the phone, below you can see other things that Lightroom sees image files on that would be able to then import. So if it wasn't already automatically chosen, I've got Leica M right here. I could click that and then say this is what I would like you to import from Lightroom. You also see this little checked box for eject after import. That's going to make it so it automatically ejects the memory card for me, so I don't have to go and drag it into the trash can or go and find that little thing on a PC to make sure I can cleanly take out my memory card. The number one issue that I run into when I'm working with people are they don't know necessarily where Lightroom put their pictures. Well, the answer to that is always where you told Lightroom to put your pictures. On the right-hand side, that's where your images are going to be headed to. So, first thing we're doing, where are your pictures coming from? What action is happening? And here we're copying them. And you actually notice move and add are both grayed out. That's because coming from a memory card, it only allows you to copy. Take the pictures from that memory card, put it where you want it, in my case, my hard drive over here, and it's going to leave the original files on that memory card. Had this been from a hard drive or from an existing file on your computer, that would be the add, which would be an option then because it wouldn't be coming from a memory card, and that's going to then just say, hey Lightroom, these pictures are over here. And without moving it, it's just going to pretty much introduce Lightroom to those files, so then it has that relationship. The catalog knows where they are. In this case, since we're copying these files, we're going to go ahead and bring them onto this hard drive, if that wasn't the place I wanted it to go. And by clicking that other area up here, I can say, go to other destinations. And I use an external hard drive, which is called the Genius Drive right now, and in there I have my Lightroom imports. That's where I would put it. But you actually saw when I opened that drop-down menu how many different options I had here. Those are all places that I'd previously imported to Lightroom. It remembers those for me, and I can actually choose from that menu and say right here, Genius, Lightroom Imports, and it's going to the proper location. Now there's never that question of where did Lightroom put my images, because I've answered that. I told Lightroom where to put it, and that's the one key most people are missing, and they don't look at that, and they just click import, and it slaps them wherever the default is in that computer. But what files are we bringing on? Now, I was not a good boy. I did not format my memory card after the last time I used it. I always try to format the pictures after I take the memory card and import it, and that's going to end up keeping a little bit, I guess you could say, cleaner of a card. Think of it kind of like this. Every time you take a picture, if you think of that as a post-it and the memory card is like your refrigerator, each picture you take, you're just slapping a post-it on the fridge. You have the delete all function, or you also have a format function, and both more or less seemingly clean your memory card. What's actually happening though in delete all, it's pretty much saying, hey, I don't need those post-its anymore. You can cover them up with new ones. Over time, you're going to notice your memory card kind of holding less and less pictures, maybe even slowing down a little bit, and that's often because of this buildup of our imaginary post-its, the pictures that we've just said, go ahead, you can cover those up. When you format the memory card, it's actually saying wipe those Post-its clean off the refrigerator and then giving you a fresh slate to start with. I did not do that, and you can actually see that I have all these grayed out files. Now this is showing me this for two reasons. Underneath copy, it's showing me all photos. Had I chosen new photos, it would get rid of these grayed out ones because Lightroom knows these are already on my hard drive, and in its catalog it already recognizes that these are something that I want to work with and that I've brought them into the computer, or my hard drive in this case. And the reason being, I have a box over here, do not import suspected duplicates. That box is checked. Had that not been checked, all of these are importable now. They would actually come in again to the hard drive, despite the fact they're already in there. So when this is checked, and I always double and triple check that, no pun intended. Now in the instance like this, where I have quite a few photos that I've already imported, and way at the end here are the ones that I actually want to bring in from shooting the other night, I can actually click New Photos up on the top here instead of All Photos, and now it's only going to show me the images that I have not imported into Lightroom. Now there's a few in here though that I've deleted from the catalog, Lightroom itself, but still did not delete from the memory card, and you can see these files right here, which I'm going to highlight and uncheck. By doing that, it's now going to only bring in these checked files, the ones that are new to Lightroom, new to me, the ones that I actually want in here, and then it's going to disregard these 3 files that I deleted from Lightroom that are still on the memory card. Now after this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to format my memory card. That's going to make sure that I don't go through this again. I'm starting fresh. The last thing I'm going to do over here is add keywords. Now the keywords are something that I will add in bulk. So something that is going to apply to every single thing on here. Now there's images here from downtown Los Angeles at night. There's images from the Griffith Observatory at night and Blue Hour. There are daytime photographs from the Broad Museum. The main thing though, the continuity between all of these, they were all taken in Los Angeles. And then I'm going to put a comma, space, California. After that, I'm going to go later on and individually keyword images, at least images that I'm going to know I'm going to want to come back to, where right now I'm just kind of applying a blanket statement to what's there. There's another episode you can watch on keywording, and that's going to be, it'll give you a little more insight into the keywords themselves and how you can use those both now and later on. Got my keywords there. Got my do not import suspected duplicates checked. I know where it's going. In this case, it's going to my hard drive. Now that I have that, the one area that I'm going to show you right now, also something that's in a different episode, but it's right now importing by date, and it's doing that in the format of, you can see the year, and then the slash here means new folder. So inside of a 2019 folder, you'll see 03-22. That would be the month and the day. So I'm going to go ahead and now hit import myself. Alright, well those are importing. You go ahead and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so when the next episode comes out, you can see what I do with those so I can actually kind of make sense of it later on. Thanks for tuning in to the Lightroom Whisperer, as always.